Hey, what's up everybody? So today we're going to be talking about Naraka Bladepoint's final open beta, what you can expect from it, and pretty much what you could be expecting from the game on its release, as the release is going to be in mid-August, giving the game about roughly 2 months to fix up any issues that it currently has. This isn't my first time playing Naraka. I actually did play in the last open beta, and I really enjoyed myself. I do think this is a fantastic game. That doesn't mean it's perfect though. With the current monetization issues, as the game is going to be buy to play, being riddled with loot boxes that aren't going to directly affect the gameplay, but having that on top of a battle pass system as well just comes off to me as a little greedy, which is such a shame as the gameplay itself is very solid. Now, of course, since this is an open beta, you can play it for free right now. You can just download it over on Steam, but since they really only have 2 months to clean up any issues, I'm going to be judging this as if it is a fully released product, not as an open beta. This isn't going to be counting some little issues, like if there were some server overload and a little bit of connectivity issues that I was dealing with. I'm sure that will be fixed during the full launch, and maybe it's just due to how popular it was. This was the highest play tested game ever on Steam during its last open beta, so it is to be expected that there's going to be a few hiccups every now and then. But overall, the server stability was incredibly smooth despite how popular it is, so that's definitely a plus for them. But before we get into that, hey, if you do enjoy this type of video, leave a like down below and consider subbing to the channel if you haven't already. It would really help me out the YouTube algorithm. Appreciate it. Let's get back to the video. So what is Naraka Bladepoint? Well, Naraka is a different take on the battle royale genre, heavily focusing on melee combat. The game will be featuring a wide variety of melee weapons and a good amount of range weapons as well, so you can mix and match to cater to your own playstyle. As with any battle royale, you're going to either play solos or with friends, and you're going to now pick your character, which have 2 distinctly unique abilities that can actually be changed. At account level 6, you are going to unlock the talent system, and this is going to let you change out your abilities to have different perks on them. For example, with Matari, her silent step with no talents attached, this could be a short dash or a very long dash. If you charge it up, you can change it to where you have 3 charges on it, but you now can only dash within a fixed distance. So that's a little bit more variety to the game, as you're not going to be having the same talent as another player, or you can change it up depending if you're playing solos or trios. Now, what about the characters? Well, right now, Naraka Bladepoint is offering 7 characters on launch. In the open beta right now, you can only play 6 of them. The 7th one will be available during the full release, and the characters, they feel okay. A lot of the game doesn't really play around the characters' abilities. They're not exactly too impactful even with the talents, but they do definitely add a little bit of variety and give the characters a bit more identity than they would have otherwise. The skills generally don't help out too much, and if they do, it's usually more for escaping, or maybe a couple hand-picked ultimates are going to do very, very well. Where you will see these abilities shine is more so in the team modes. In trios, you can see a lot of crazy things happen. For example, Tianhai, I might be butchering that, I'm sorry. I was playing him a little earlier on my stream, which you should follow if you're not already. I stream pretty much every day over at twitch.tv/TomSorcerer, link in the description below. His ultimate is insane for team modes. It turns him into essentially a giant god? I don't even know how to describe it. And he could just grab you from a range and just start slamming you into the ground. He could throw you. This thing is crazy for team modes. It's also very, very crazy for solos as well. So this is like one of the couple ultimates where I'm like, yeah, this ability feels way more impactful than something like going stealth. Now, outside of that, the game does offer a battle pass, which will be there during the full launch. We did see a little bit of the battle pass during the last open beta, and it was just more cosmetics. You could get weapon cosmetics, character skins, and they're pretty okay. Nothing too exciting or anything to write home about, but they're fine. If you want to get a battle pass, you can. And then this game does also offer a character mastery system, which will grant you some in-game currency for completing some quests, and then eventually when you have it maxed out, you will get a title and a nice little player icon. Nothing too special there, but I've always been a fan of just a little bit of progression here and there. I was a big fan of how Heroes of the Storm handle it, where if you were to like level up a character to level 10, you can go purchase a mastery skin. I'm a big fan of seeing those in games, and if even it's something small, something to show off that you really like a character and you want to rep something for them. Okay, now that we're done talking about outside the game, what about the actual in-game itself? How does it feel? Well, it is exactly what you expect out of a battle royale. You are going to have a timer, and when the timer does expire, the circle is going to slowly start closing until it eventually completely closes or everyone is dead. Your objective is to be the last person standing, And to do so, you are going to need to make use out of your environment and your insane mobility. This game really heavily emphasizes melee combat and the mobility that you have. You are able to run up walls, grab onto ledges, do wall hops, double jumps. You get access to a grappling hook, which you find scattered across the map very easily, and this will let you just start soaring across the map and having insane amounts of momentum. As for what you can find around the map, aside from like boons, just give you your usual weapons of different rarities. You have your basic gray weapon, you have rares, epic weapons, you have the same rarities for armors, and then you have the trinkets. These don't really percent stat ups. They're gonna give you like extra health or head protection or melee protection or range protection. They start getting more interesting once you get to the epic ones, where they will start doing very specific things for weapons. So for example, I found one that will let me charge up my longsword for a little while longer for an extra effect. There are quite a bit of these in the game, so it does make finding some of the more niche ones pretty exciting, as you can play around with them. As for the world, it is a pretty big world, and there is a ton of room to play around with the mobility. The world has definitely been catered to such a high mobility game. You're gonna find a ton of walls, big mountains to scale, a bunch of enclosed areas where you can hop around in. The game wants you to play around with its environment, treat it as if it's your own personal playground. But aside from that, there isn't exactly a whole lot going on for it. You can find little quests that will either, give you a bounty on a target or let you pray at a shrine to get reward. But that's kind of about it. If you're not collecting stuff, you're fighting, and if you're not fighting, you're probably doing a quest. If you're not doing a quest, you might be moving towards a loot drop. Very, very standard battle royale formula. It does nothing here to try and stand out in this regard, and I do think that's fine. It's a pretty tried and true formula, as we all know, but while that is okay, again, it is nothing special. What does work here is the combat. At least for the solos mode, the combat feels really, really good. In a 1v1 scenario, you really feel like you're dueling against somebody, and it feels super good when you finally come out on top, abusing all the mobility you have, everything in your kit to finally take someone down. It feels amazing. I love it. For trios, on the other hand, it just feels like a big clusterfuck. There's no real other way to put it. There's nothing in the game that gives you that I can 1v3 potential. There's not enough skill expression in the game for that, sadly, unless you're just playing at a range and just sniping at people and they just decide to not rush you at any point. So hopefully fixed later on, but it definitely doesn't feel very good. Now, last thing I do want to cover here is the monetization. Right now, Naraka Bladepoint, despite being free for the open beta, when it does go live in August, is going to cost you $20 to play it. Now, that's not a very hefty tag. It's a pretty simple tag, actually. 20 bucks, not a whole lot. But my issue comes from the fact that the game will be having loot boxes for cosmetics, and at the same time is going to be having battle pass as well. And to me, that just doesn't really sit well with me. I didn't like it when I saw in Overwatch when it first came out, and I don't really like seeing it here. I think there's a lot more of an incentive to spend that money for Overwatch, personally. But this is just a battle royale with a bigger emphasis on melee combat. I think if you wanted to play a battle royale right now, you could go play Apex, or you could play Fortnite. You can play all those completely for free right now. I do think this game is super solid, and I think it will get a little bit of a following moving forward. But yeah, I'm perfectly open to making a follow-up video to this, talking about, the monetization and what I think, and why I think that despite how good Naraka Bladepoint is, why it will fail. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can come back to this video a year from now and be like, oh, Tom, you are one dumb man. This game is the best game ever. I really doubt that, though. I'm like 90% sure the game is going to fail. It won't fail on launch, but it's not going to have as big of a following or make as much of a profit if it just decided to just be a free-to-play title with its in-game cosmetics and the battle pass. But yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know down in the comments below. I'm Tom Sorcerer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, leave a like, sub to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to see more from me, hey, a Twitch link down below. We also have a Discord with, a very active community. We have over 1,000 members in it right now. Would love to see some of you guys come in there and hang out. We play games all the time. We're just discussing new games, and you come in and discuss some Naraka with us. Let me know what you think about the video there, or just, talk some smack. Call me an idiot. I don't mind. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I will see you next time.